I thought that I would try to animate all of these figures that I'm doing and to make sense out of what is actually happening when I do my 4-loop colored string figures. Notice that the near thumb string and the far little finger string are both blue, both the same color. And then coming down from my thumb, I have a crossing pair of red, a crossing pair of blue, and a crossing pair of red. And each of the crossing pairs can be described as having, from my side or your side, I think that I will try to do it from my side. You can see that that's different than that. From my side, you have, I always start from this side going that way. So this side, this string, is over this string. And this string is over this string. And this string is over this string. And that is over, over, over in my nomenclature, which is the LDNA. And of course you can 4-loop LDNA. And you can do all of the 8 openings and characterize them with the over, under, over, under, over, under pairings for the crossings in the center. Now, I don't have on my hands right now a 3-loop hexagon, but if a 3-loop hexagon, the thumb, near thumb would be blue, and the little finger, far little finger, would be red. And there would be 2 crossing pairs, and the blue on my thumb would have a red crossing pair below it, and the little finger would have a blue crossing above it with a red string going straight across. In other words, it would be, I can't, you have to understand that, well, I can't show that. I would have to, there I go. If you can imagine that this mesh down on the bottom of my little finger were all a straight red string across on the far side or the outside that transfers. And then you have the red pair on top and the blue pair on the bottom. And of course you have an over, under, and over, under in the 2 crossing patterns, and you can describe the 4 opening 3-loop situations as over, under, over, over, under, over, under, under, and get all of the description that way. And the reason I want to try to use that as an encoding device is because then you can begin to talk about what is happening to each of the pairs whenever you are either doing the dominant transfers or the dominant switches, or indeed anytime you do any of the rotations and things of that nature. You begin to have a way of describing the initial setting for your figure, which will inform what happens when you do each of the different kinds of moves that you do in order to form a complex web or any other of the figures you might try.